Hi everyone, it's Katie Lovewell here with Louise Lovewell here to give you our monthly update for what we see going on in the East Bay Area real estate market. So I'm going to begin. I will share my screen and show you some of the statistics that our local real estate association, Bay East, has put out. I just have to move this. There we go. Okay. So we'll begin with Livermore. And so almost all the cities we're going to look at, we're going to see price increase, except for San Leandro and I think Pleasanton have actually had price decreases. But for the most part, the general trend of these East Bay cities is that prices are continuing to go up. Overall, when you look at inventory, it's definitely down from where it was last year and just down historically. Of course, last year at this time, a lot of cities were starting to see houses just sit because buyers couldn't afford what they could afford before because interest rates went up in mid-April. And so there was a lot of houses sitting on the market. So there were a lot of active homes. But overall, if you scroll down to the end of these documents, if you look at how many houses have sold, year to date, at this point for Livermore, 313 versus the year before, at this time, 506 or 620. From the years before. So definitely overall, just less houses being sold and less houses available to be sold, which overall makes it continues to be a seller's market. So even though interest rates are still up, just the lack of inventory, I think, continues to put pressure on the buyers and put pressure for prices to go up. So this is Livermore. Then I have Fremont. Fremont again, prices up. Inventory or overall compared to last summer, much lower. And overall, when you look historically, how many houses have been sold, much lower.
Wow, look at that, Kate. I was just looking at that was the Fremont one. Fremont, it was a year ago. I think you showed active was 147 and now it's only 41.
41. Yeah, the same thing in Livermore, also very low. Last year was 126 in June and it's 32 right now. Again, there's a lot of homes that were not selling because the market really slowed down. So the combination of homes that were just not being sold and then lack of people putting new homes on the market currently.
Okay.
So going to Hayward, again, generally prices going up. Although if you look at the average sales price, a little bit less, but median sales price is up from last month. Again, if you look at 50 active homes compared to 145 last summer, so a lot less homes for sale. Not as big of a difference, but still overall, number of homes sold, 312 at this point this year versus 406 last year. Then we go to San Leandro, which is the one city that actually sees like a really both median and average sales price are down. Very typical of the other cities, active 29 compared to 75 last year, and 418 homes sold overall this year compared to 603 last year. Castro Valley, prices still going up, both median and active sales price. Inventory down, again, 28 active homes this June compared to last June was 72. And again, year to date, which what YTD stands for, 135 homes have been sold this year compared to 202 last year. Alameda, prices going up, both median and active average sales price are up. Inventory is down compared to last year, 26 active homes right now versus last year was 44. And then again, when you look historically, year to date, we've had 122 homes sold this year compared to 182 were sold at this point last year. Then in Oakland, it seems like it's kind of flattening in terms of both the average sales price and the median sales price. Again, inventory is down. Active is 295 this year compared to 429 last year. And historically, looking at or year to date, 2,582 homes were sold this year compared to 3,792 last year. So definitely a big difference. In the year before, it was 4,627. So a lot less homes are being sold overall. And Berkeley also shows, well, the median sales price is starting to go down. Average sales price still going up, although compared to 2 months ago, it's actually slightly lower. So it seems like, maybe some overall, the homes in the Bay Area may be starting to flatten out. I mean, there's still some that have pretty straight up increases, but others are going down. So I think we may be seeing the market start to change a bit, just because the prices continue to go up and interest rates are still high, and buyers again can only afford so much. So active homes for sale in June, 34 compared to 61 last year, and much lower in terms of how many homes are sold overall. 645 homes are sold overall this year compared to last year at this time, 1,023. So definitely a lot less homes for sale in Berkeley. And lastly, Pleasanton. Also, the median sales price showed a decrease, although the average sales price still shows an increase. And it's okay, active homes, there's 36 right now, the end of June, versus last year there was 91. And then in terms of how many homes were sold this year, 581 versus 879 last year. So that's all the exciting data. Louise, I'm going to stop sharing if you want to take over and share some of our experiences of helping buyers and sellers in the current market.
So I guess the two big topics that I would want to talk about are for buyers. We have represented two buyers, and in both cases, the property that they chose had no reports. And because the market has shifted and we're able to have physical inspection contingency, we are able to, Katie and I, we pay for the termite, the roof, and the house inspection. And we have been able to go back and negotiate with the sellers on both properties to say, hey, we were not told about all this work. And so basically to lower the prices. And so it's good for the buyer because not only are they getting a lower price, meaning less cash that they need to bring in, but they're also getting lower property taxes. So for them, it's a win-win. So that's number one, because when we put our houses on the market, we always order all the reports up front and people know exactly the condition. So that to me is a huge thing for buyers, that it's a great time, especially if somebody doesn't have any reports already on file. You can kind of revisit that, especially because you can have the physical inspection contingency. That's one. The kind of kind of sad thing that's been going on is that about a month and a half ago, State Farm said that they were pulling out of doing homeowners insurance in California. And they were definitely followed suit by farmers. AAA is doing them, but they actually, we got a quote from them and then they backed out. So for buyers, it's a very stressful time because you don't know who is going to be able to give you homeowners insurance. I had a meeting this morning to REMAX. We were told the only companies that they knew that were doing were Safeco and Geico. And then we have been working with a insurance broker who brokers out to other people, and she hopefully has been able to help us find one. But I'm telling you, if you go into escrow on a home, I would say make sure you get the insurance policy ASAP up front. Whoever's your current car carrier for your insurance, or if you have renter's policy, go get the homeowner's insurance right now. That's my recommendation. So those are my two tidbits. That good time for buyers to be negotiating with sellers and get that insurance thing up front. That's it.
Yeah, so I think it's still an overall seller's market, but not as intense as it has been. So it's definitely making it easier for buyers, being able to have some contingencies, and not as stressful as in the past. But it's also, the prices are higher and interest rates are higher. So there's pros and cons of each thing. But for sellers, I'd say there's, not as much interest, but for the most part, it's still, you're doing really well in terms of these prices, and that you're still getting multiple offers on most homes. So it's still a very good time to sell. So I think that's all we have, unless you have any more.
No, I would say it's almost the middle of summer. It's almost July 15th. So it's like, yeah, everybody have a wonderful summer. Stay cool. It's supposed to be hot this weekend, and we'll see you in August. Bye, everybody.
Bye.